Guy here at the Pendergrass Academy of Martial Arts, back with 10 more stretches to increase your flexibility and improve your longevity of whatever sport, whatever physical activity that you're trying to enjoy. So we're going to be focusing on increasing flexibility, if you will, in your legs, your hips, your lower back, and we're even going to look at a little bit of some neck stretches today. All right, guys, so for the first one we're going to do, we're going to start from a standing position, really wide base, okay? We're going to keep our back straight, and we're going to focus on a hamstring stretch. So we're going to do 3 variations. We're going to go to the left, to the right, and then in the middle. So when I go to the right, I'm trying to keep both legs straight, lock my knees out, keep my back straight, and I'm going to try to bring my nose towards my knee, and hold that stretch. Now, just like we did in the previous stretch video, we want to hold each stretch for at least 20 seconds to try to get the optimal stretch out of it, okay? So once I go to the left, then I'm going to switch, and I'm going to go to the right, hold that for 20 seconds, and then when I go to the middle, I want to bring both hands together like I'm making a V, keep my back straight, and I'm going to try to reach back as far as I can. In that particular stretch, we're going to focus on both hamstrings instead of isolating each one, okay? On our next stretch, also that can be done from a standing position, we're going to again do another hamstring stretch. We're going to bend to one side, flat on one foot, the other foot, the toes are going to point to the ceiling. Make sure that we don't point the toes sideways. All right? If we do that, we're not really getting a stretch on the hamstring. And the hamstring is what we're going to focus on. Okay, guys? So make sure this is up. You can also put this hand on the mat for base, but also to be able to flare that knee back to increase the range of motion or increase the range of the stretch for the hamstring. We're going to go to the other side. Hand again on the mat. Elbow can help flare the knee out. You'll feel the stretch right here on the hamstring. Okay, guys? Really excellent stretch for your hamstrings, which will help with your back. Okay? On our third stretch, we're going to focus on our back. Okay? We're going to lay flat. We're going to bring both knees in. Okay? We're going to pull our knees into our chest. The main thing on this, guys, is to make your back as flat as possible. There's a natural curve under your lower back. This stretch is to focus on the lower back, okay? Which is where a lot of people have complaints about having lower back pain. And I feel that if you stretch your legs and your lower back, that'll help immensely. Okay, guys? So when we pull our knees in, you're going to tilt your hips upward, trying to flatten the lower part of your back. And that's going to be the primary focus on this. Again, you want to hold this stretch for at least 20 seconds. All right, really excellent stretch. I use this one every day. Okay, our next stretch is going to be a variation of a previous stretch that we did in a previous video. All right, when we're flat here, we're going to stretch one leg and we're going to cross the other one over. In the previous one, we kept both shoulders flat, which is what we want to do. The variation is going to be to grab that bottom foot and to bring this foot around as far this way as possible. So not only are you getting the lower back stretch again, but now you're also getting a hamstring stretch on the bottom leg. Really excellent stretch. Again, you're going to switch here, grab the foot, stretch the hamstring, and keep the shoulders as flat as possible. Excellent stretch for your lower back and for your hamstring. Really good stretch, guys. All right. Our next one's going to be from this position, and we're going to cross the legs like this. Okay. This is a good warm-up, but it's also a good stretch to open up the mobility of your hips. Okay. So this is kind of a basic one right here. Once you get good at this, or once you feel comfortable with this, then we're going to rock up on our knees here, pushing the hips forward, okay, to open up the hips and get a little more flexibility there. We're going to sit, cross, come up, down, back, and up. Now for this one, you're not going to hold that stretch per se, but what you're going to do is maybe do 20 of those. So you'll go to the left, to the right, back to the left, and you're going to do that for about 20 rotations. Okay, guys? Really good mobility for that. The next one's going to be, we're going to cross our leg, step this leg over, and then cross the arm. My right hand's going to be like my kickstand. My left arm is going to allow me to rotate my upper body so that I can feel the stretch on my hip and my lower back. Really, really good stretch, guys. All right, hold it for 20 seconds, switch. Again, right arm's going to go across. Left hand's going to go behind me for base. and open and rotate my upper body to feel that stretch. Really great stretch, okay? Our next stretch is gonna be, we're gonna relax this leg and let it just go into my lap, all right? When I grew up, we called it Indian style. The kids call it crisscross applesauce nowadays. But we're gonna hold this position, keeping our back straight. We're gonna bring our chest into our lap, okay? And we're gonna hold that one. Really good for the hips, and it's good for the lower back. Again, we wanna hold that stretch for at least 20 seconds. Okay, guys? Really good stretch. Our next one's gonna be from the side here. This one's gonna be for the back and also a little bit for the neck, okay? So we're gonna bring our feet up and over, touch our toes to the mat, and we can support our hips and our lower back with our hands. So when I bring this over, I'm gonna bring my hands to my hips, to my lower back, and I'm gonna touch my toes to the mat. Now that one, you're also gonna hold that for at least 20 seconds. Again, it's a good stretch for the neck and a good stretch for your back. Okay, guys? I like that one a lot too, especially for your BJJ guys that like to play inverted guard. So it's good to help warm up before we start training. Our next position is going to be a shoulder stretch. So it complements two of the previous stretches that we did. So from this position, we're going to be on our knees. Our hands are going to be forward. Okay, guys? So it's good to see it from a side angle. I don't want to be forward here. I'm going to sit back on my heels, arms straight, head down. Okay? This is a good stretch for the shoulders. Again, this is going to be another one of those stretches where you're going to hold it for at least 20 seconds. This one's also a really good basic beginner stretch for the shoulders. And in our last stretch, we're going to focus primarily on the neck. Okay? So the first one's going to be the first variation. We're going to stretch the sides of our neck, and then we're going to stretch the back of our neck. So we're going to reach over like we're grabbing the top of our ear, and we're going to touch this ear to the shoulder. So we should feel all the stretch here. Again, holding it for at least 20 seconds. Switch sides. Grab the ear. Pull the head down like you're trying to bring the ear to the shoulder. Again, a stretch on the side. And then the last one's going to be you're going to interlock your fingers, bring it behind your head, and try to touch your chin to your chest. And this is going to be a good stretch for the back of the neck. So it works really, really good. I highly recommend making sure your neck is loose before you do any kind of physical activity, especially grappling, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai boxing, that kind of thing, guys. All right, hope you enjoy it. Try to use these stretches every day. Highly recommend doing them before class, and even more important, do them after class. Okay, guys, check out the previous video. You'll see 10 more stretches there. Hope they were useful. If they are, comment below and check it out, and like the video, and subscribe to the channel. Have a great day, guys.